This is day 6 of the 30-day Excel challenge, and today we're going to be talking about conditional formatting, part 1. You might have seen us use this on day 2, but today we're going to dig deeper. Now, what is conditional formatting? Conditional formatting is when a cell changes its appearance based on a condition. So, conditional formatting is when Excel automatically changes what a cell looks like or the look of a cell based on the value that's inside it. That can mean if a number is too low, the cell can turn red. If a number hits a target, then it can turn green. Or if something is performing well or poorly, Excel can add icons or bars to show how good or bad it is. And the interesting part is you don't even need to do it yourself. Just give Excel the conditions it should format the cells and it'll do it for you. So conditional formatting is all about using visual cues correctly. And that actually leads us to talking about what is a visual cue. A visual cue is anything that captures your eye's attention without thinking. It's something your eyes notice without you having to read a sentence or doing any maths in your head. So a good example of this would be like going to a public toilet. All you see is green for vacant or red for occupied. You just see the color and you know what to do with it. It's the exact same thing with Excel. So visual cues can actually help your audience notice patterns and outliers in your data set quickly. So you can actually create visual cues using color fills or color scales, heat maps, icons like arrows, data bars. So things along those lines. But what we can do is let's actually explore an example. So here we've got a table full of online orders made by different customers. What we want to do is we want to highlight good and bad performance using basic rules. So we're going to be looking at basic conditional formatting first, and then we'll move on to more advanced examples. So first of all, let's see if we can highlight any orders that are below $150. So that would mean looking at column C. How this works is you're going to select all the values inside column C or order values. And then it'll go to conditional formatting. And this is under the home tab. And then just click that. And then you're going to click on highlight cell rules. And then you're going to click on less than. So remember, we're highlighting orders below $150. So we click on it. And then I'm just going to type in 150. And then make sure you choose light red field with dark red text. And then click OK. And there we have it. So each customer that's spending a low amount of money is now visible to us. Now let's highlight all the orders that were delivered in the shortest amount of time. So the ones with the shortest delivery delays. As you can see, delivery delays are established or presented in days. So we're looking for the ones that have same day deliveries. In other words, delivery days are 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all the values in column D and then go to conditional formatting and then highlight cell rules and then equal to, and then I'm just going to type 0 because we're looking for all the deliveries that were done on the same day. In other words, in 0 days. And then I'm going to change that to green fill and then click OK. And there we have it. So it looks like we just have one customer that we've delivered to on the same day. And then we're going to highlight all the customers who gave us low ratings. So let's highlight all the customers who gave us, let's say, a rating of 3.5 and below. Now I'm going to go to conditional formatting, highlight cell rules again. And then we're going to do, yeah, we're going to do less than. And then we're going to type 3.5 in. And then we're going to choose yellow fill this time. And then we're going to click OK. Now we can see all the customers who actually didn't enjoy their experience with us. So what is the data telling us? So first of all, we notice that orders 1 and orders 3 are below the target. And then we notice that there's only one customer who had their delivery on the same day. And then finally, we noticed there were 2 customers who didn't enjoy their experience and gave the business a low rating. For the low orders, maybe what we need to do as a recommendation is we probably need to give them an incentive to make them spend a bit more. Whether we need to give them discounts or bundles to increase the average order value overall, we probably need to brainstorm on how we're going to go about doing that. For the same day delivery, we noticed that Bolu's the only one that had her delivery on the same day. I think what we probably need to do is we need to study or explore what the order delivery route looks like. Why was it so easy for us to deliver it on the same day? And why couldn't we have the same impact for other customers? How can we figure out how to make orders to other customers on the same day? Yeah, we probably need to do a bit more research into this because having Bolu have her order on the same day is great news for Bolu. And now we need to just figure out how we can repeat the same process or repeat the same experience for the other customers. So that's something that we need to brainstorm and have conversations around behind the scenes. Now, for the customers that didn't actually enjoy their experience and gave us low ratings, we'll probably need to have conversations with them. Let's see if we can get feedback from them. And the customers are Jimmy and Sam. So, what part of the experience were they not satisfied with? What can we do to fix that? Can we offer them a gift to say, sorry? Let's see if we can actually respond with a gift or a hamper, as well as get feedback so that we can improve whichever part of the experience they didn't enjoy. We'll figure out an avenue on how we can improve it. And that's basically how conditional formatting works, because the data points that we're interested in have been highlighted. And that means we can now make quicker decisions or recommendations on how we can actually fix or improve the customer experience or whichever part of the business you want to optimize. So now let's explore a more advanced example, and we're going to switch up the data set this time, guys. This is our performance of a sandwich shop we own. So as you can see, we have sales for sandwiches, we have sales for juice, and we have our total profits. So let's start by marking all the juice sales with data bars. So go to conditional formatting, and then you're going to go to data bars, and then under gradient fill, we'll go for the green data bar. And already you can see that month by month, you can see that there's a rise in the number of juice sales that we're making by the dollar. Or we'll jump onto the profits. Let's highlight these in traffic light. Let's use traffic lights to mark them. So we're going to go to, I'll just do that again. So I've selected all the values in total profit, and then we're going to go to conditional formatting. And then we're going to go to icon sets. And then under shapes, you're going to see this. So you can either select traffic lights unrimmed or traffic lights rimmed. I'm going to select traffic lights, 3 traffic lights unrimmed. And as you can see, you're going to get different traffic lights towards the left of each of the cells in the profits column. And then finally, we're going to go for sandwich sales. What we're going to do is we're going to select color scales for it. I'm going to go to conditional formatting. And then under color scales, you have all sorts of options. You can go for green, yellow, red. You can go for red, yellow, green. You can go for white, green color scales, and so on and so forth. It's completely up to you what you go with. I'm simply going to go with green, yellow, red. I believe that's what I just clicked on. Yes, so green, yellow, red. And then we now have the opportunity to explore the insights available. What can we learn from the data now? So, like I said before, juice sales are rising month by month, with May being the highest. From $2,500 in terms of sales in January, we've now increased gradually to 3,600 in May. So that looks good. And then what can we say about the profits? So if you can see, January and March have the lowest sales, and you can see they're marked with the red traffic light. February is okay. It's marked with an amber light or yellow. And April and May are actually doing well, which are both marked in green. And if you look at the sandwich sales, January and March, they look below average. So there may be concerns around there. February is once again okay. And April and March, of course, are the top performing months in terms of sandwich sales. So how should we respond with the insights that are now available to us? Because juice sales are doing well, we should probably bundle the juices with sandwiches or any other snack that we have available on our menu. We'll see for the next 6 months how it goes. If it goes well, then we can keep it. If the revenues decline after doing that, then we can always return to just selling juices by themselves again. So we can also have the option for juices selling by themselves. And we can also have an option where we bundle the sandwiches with the juices and then see what happens from June all the way down to December. If it increases revenue, then we can always advance with that option. If it doesn't, then we can always revert. Now, for the profits, we need to observe what worked in April and May because these two seem to be the ones that are marked green. So obviously, there are things that have worked well in these 2 months that may have not worked in January and March. Yeah, we need to find out what's driving the profits for these 2 months and then just replicate what works into the slower months. The sandwich sales, what could be going wrong? It could be a seasonal problem where people are just not interested in buying sandwiches during those periods. Perhaps they prefer hot beverages or hotter meals instead of cold sandwiches. And maybe we're just prioritizing cold sandwiches. So we could look into that. But what we can do is we can see if we can try out promos during Jan and March. Maybe you can offer hot free beverages with each sandwich to encourage more customers to walk in. That may be worth exploring. That's basically how conditional formatting can help us make decisions faster. If it didn't exist, then we would have to be figuring out the different outliers and patterns from the data with our own eyes and cognition, which isn't very efficient considering that Excel is designed in such a way to make analyzing data easier for us. And guys, sometimes the formatting can become too visually noisy. Like these examples here. As you can see, we're using color scales here, we're using traffic lights here, and we're using data bars here. If you do want to remove formatting, you can actually select the cells you want to remove the formatting from, and then click conditional formatting, and then go to clear rules, and then you can clear rules from selected cells. And as you can see, the cells that I selected before have now had their formatting or their conditional formatting cleared. If you want to remove the formatting from the entire sheet, then simply, I'm just going to undo that. Then simply go back to conditional formatting and then go to clear rules. And then instead of this one, go to here, clear rules from entire sheets. And then all the formatting has disappeared. If you want to practice conditional formatting further, then check out the GitHub link in the description and you're going to see a workbook I created for it. So guys, one thing you need to remember is this. You need to use conditional formatting to highlight patterns and outliers. That's the most important thing here. And also, you need to avoid visual clutter. The power of visual cues is that they remove the need to think hard. You just see something or you see the data, you understand it, and you're able to act on it. The more effective the visual cues, the faster your users can act on it. Think of conditional formatting as an exercise on how to use visual cues the right way. So make sure you use it to guide your users in making the right choices faster. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings a close to conditional formatting in Excel part 1.